guys, I'm live. Woohoo. That light is very harsh. Hold on a second here. Hey everyone, welcome to episode 4 of the Purl Passion Podcast. Hey Steph, it's been forever since I podcasted. A lot has happened in the past month of my life. I had a baby, which is exciting. She was born on March 2nd. She was 7 pounds, 10 ounces, or 11 ounces, 7 pounds, 11 ounces. And her name is Ellery Grace. She was in the NICU for 4 days. When she was born, she was having problems breathing and just kind of stopped breathing. So she was on oxygen for about a day, and then they eventually ended up taking her off the oxygen, and she was in there for a couple more days just to make sure she was good. But then after that, they let us take her home. So she's 3 weeks old today, which is super exciting. And both her and me are both doing really well. So yeah, I kind of feel like it's time to come back to Instagram and YouTube and continue on where I left off. But I have lots to show you because I haven't podcasted in forever, which is good. I kind of tried to get some lighting down here, but I don't know. I'm buying a new laptop. It'll happen really soon so that I can podcast from a more aesthetically pleasing place that's not my basement and my husband's lair. If you can tell, this right here is his nice pile of marking that he has to do. He's a teacher. So I made him clean up his desk so I could come down here, and he just kind of piled it all there. And I was like, did you pile it in a place where people can see it? And he's like, yeah, probably. I was like, oh, great. Thanks. I appreciate that. Anyways, he's like, it's a pile of paper. It's fine. People can see it. I'm like, yeah, well, I guess it's no better than our like unfinished stairs and unpainted walls, and it's all good. I actually showered today. So this morning I had my hair up in a bun on the top of my head, and like my hair's not long enough to put it all up on the top of my head, so the back, because like parts of it just fall, so it was like kind of like spouting out the top, and then like half of it was falling down, and I'd throw up all over my shirt. Lovely. And I was like, do you think I should just be like real on my podcast and just like come as I am? And I was strongly advised against it. So I had a shower and put on an actual shirt. However, the shirt underneath does have spit up on it. It makes me feel better. Oh no, Steph says I'm lagging. That's not good. I don't really know what to do about that. Hopefully it's not my internet. My internet is spotty lately. Can you hear me, Steph? Yeah, my internet's been kind of shoddy lately. I have to call the internet company and complain because it's starting to really bug me. My mom's been complaining about it too. My mom's here with us from Nova Scotia. She's not leaving for another couple weeks, so that's really awesome. It makes it a lot easier on me trying to get accustomed to a routine with a 4-year-old and well, I guess he's still 3. He'll be 4 in April, but a 4-year-old and a newborn, 3-week-old. She said just pixelated. Hopefully that when it posts to Instagram hopefully when it posts to YouTube, it'll be a little bit better and not so pixelated. But yeah, I have lots of stuff to show you guys. I have this awesome bag, which I put all my stuff in because I felt like it was appropriate. My Dire Wolf Yarn Co. bag, which is huge, by the way. It like fits everything in it. Plus, I could fit more in here for sure. It's massive. I love it. Normally, I put all my stuff in a laundry basket and then just carry it down the stairs because I don't have a bag big enough. But this one works perfectly. So yeah, I wanted to show you guys some stuff. 2 days ago, I posted a post on Instagram. I'm not sure anybody's seen it, but a lot of people have seen it. So I just posted a little thank you to people who knit hats for babies in the NICU, because when I was in the NICU, it's just something that you don't really realize makes a big difference until you're in that situation. When your baby has all these kinds of cords and wires attached to them and machines are beeping, and it just seems so inhumane. It almost just seems like, I don't know, it's just so clinical, and there's beeping cords, and it just, I don't know, it's scary to see your newborn baby hooked up to all those cords and wires, and sometimes they have tubes in their nose and down their throat, and it's a very scary place. So yeah, I just wanted to send out a thank you to all the people that knit hats for the NICU, because when my son was in the NICU, he got a hat that they put on his head. And when my daughter was in the NICU, she got a hat that they put on her head that was donated by knitters or crocheters. There's some crochet ones too. And I just really wanted to send out a thank you to all those people who do that, because I realized that nobody can actually like thank those people who knit, because you don't know who made the hat. You just take the hat and you appreciate it, and someone spent time making it, but you never ever get back to thank those people because they're kind of anonymous. So I took to Instagram and kind of made a post myself just thanking all those people who knit for NICUs. And obviously there's lots of other things people make for NICUs, which I realized too, which blankets and those little octopuses, which are adorable. If you haven't seen them, you should look them up. They're just like these little crocheted, I think they're crocheted, maybe knit, I'm not sure. Little octopuses for preemies, which are adorable. Blankets, hats, you name it. Lots of people knit lots of different things. Yeah, I just wanted to send it a thank you. So I put it on Instagram, and the post went crazy. And I was so glad it did. And many, many people commented that they knit for the NICU, or that other people they knew knit for the NICU. And I was so glad to see that. Some people said that they're going to start knitting for the NICU. And I was really, I really appreciated that too, because both my kids were in the NICU, and I don't know, it's kind of one of those things that you don't think is a huge deal. It's kind of just a hat. But when you put that little hat on the baby's head, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's almost like humanizing. It's just, I don't know, there's just something about a happy knitted hat that just makes that moment a little bit more human as a mother or parent, I guess, of a NICU baby. Anyways, I can show you guys the one that I got in the NICU. I have no clue who made it. Somebody obviously knitted it and donated it to the NICU, but it's adorable. And it looks like this. It's like pink and different color pink and yellow and green and a white, and then it's just folded. Looks to me like it was knit on double points. It's just a basic knit hat, but it's so cute. And then when the nurses put it on Miss Ellery, they kept saying that she looked like a popsicle, which made me happy. She was a cute little popsicle because she had a little popsicle hat. Anyways, this is my NICU hat, and I'm sure I'll probably never find the person who made it, but instead I'm going to thank everyone who's ever knit a hat for the NICU. This is my little hat, and I'm going to keep it forever. I do have the one still that I got for my son in the NICU, but it's packed away somewhere. I was going to pull it out today, but I didn't get time because I have a newborn baby. She has other opinions and decisions on what my time is going to be spent doing. So yeah, that's my little NICU hat that I wanted to show everyone because it deserves to be shown. It's so adorable. Other things that I wanted to tell you guys about that I just seen on Instagram this week was the Grocery Girls are starting a knit along with Libby Anime and Andrew Mowry, and they're doing a knit along for the Comfort Fade cardigan, which I'm so upset that I'm not going to be able to do. I just don't have time. It's a huge project, and I already have a million projects that I'm supposed to be doing right now, and very little time to knit. So I'm really sad that I don't get to be part of it, but I am going to make that sweater at some point in time. I really want to, and I think it's amazingly beautiful. I've seen so many different versions of it, different colors, and it's yeah, I love it. It's one of my favorite sweater patterns I've ever seen. So someday I am going to make it. Just doesn't really work with my life right now, sadly. But yeah, I just wanted to tell everybody about that. I think it just started. So yeah, that was exciting. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to a person on Instagram that I don't even know. I just saw her post Shades of Knitting. She is created a tester notebook. So it's a notebook specifically designed for knitting and crochet testers to keep track of all their test knits, which I think is an amazing idea and really cool. And I think it comes out on April 3rd. So if you guys want to check out her Instagram account, you really should, because especially if you're a test knitter, because it's a really cute little book. And yeah, I'm really excited. I probably am going to buy one, even though I don't test knit a lot, but I just think they're really cute. Also, one other thing that I wanted to share with you guys that I saw on Instagram today was that if you guys buy Chigu needles on Amazon, Chigu has come out now and said that they have found that there have been counterfeit needles being sold on Amazon. So they're blue and red shorty sets. Many people have found that the ones they're getting on Amazon are actually counterfeit, and they're definitely not up to quality of what Chigu would put out themselves. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up in case you haven't seen it, that there are counterfeit needles going around, which, what kind of a crazy world do we live in that people are counterfeiting knitting needles? Really? Really? Is that necessary? Who needs to counterfeit knitting needles? But anyway, that's a little crazy to me. Like, really, of all the things that you could spend time counterfeiting, knitting needles, really? Like, they're not that expensive. I don't know, how much does it cost to buy a knitting needle? Expensive ones, like $20. And you're making counterfeit ones? Like, I don't know. I just don't get it. But apparently it's happening. People are making counterfeit knitting needles and selling them on Amazon. So beware of what you buy on Amazon. I also wanted to let you guys know that Stephanie Twilight Knitworks, or Stephanie Twilight Knits, Knitworks, has a new pattern out. It's called Moody Skies Hat. So you should definitely go to her Instagram and check that out. And if you're interested in purchasing it, you can purchase it on Ravelry. Stephanie said, that's insane. Chigus are expensive. Yeah, they are expensive, but I don't know, like, just to me, like, I just think that if you're going to counterfeit something like jewelry or like money, or like, something you can get a lot of money out of. Knitting needles just seems like such a small, like, I don't know, just doesn't seem worth the effort to me to counterfeit a knitting needle. Just seems like, I don't know, there's better things to spend your time counterfeiting if you're going to counterfeit something. Maybe that's just me, but I don't know. It just seems like a weird thing to counterfeit. But yeah, what else do I got to show you guys? Finished objects. I didn't really finish a whole lot because I didn't really knit a whole lot. I was told that I was going to be induced on a Saturday the 20th of February, I believe. Whatever that Saturday was. And they told me to wait on Saturday until someone called me, and then I'd go to the hospital in Regina, which for me is a 2-hour drive to the hospital. So that's why they were going to try and induce me so that I didn't have to make a 2-hour trip in labor. So they figured that I was already, really close to being ready to go. And love your sweater, so pretty. Oh, thank you. This is the Soldatna Crop, which is, mine isn't crop, it's longer because I made it when I was pregnant and no one needs to see my big belly sticking out. But yeah, the yarn is by Dyro Yarn Co. And yeah, the colors are really fun. I really love them. But yeah, it's the Soldatna Crop by Andre Mowry. Or no, sorry, not Andre Mowry. Caitlin Hunter. Yeah, I made this while I was pregnant. So this is the first time I've worn it since I had a huge belly. So I still got some belly to get, to work off, but we'll get there. And then maybe I'll take some final photos when my belly isn't, protruding out the bottom of it. But yeah, I do love this sweater. I love this yellow color. It's like my life. I love it. It just makes me so happy. Yeah, so I haven't been making much. So yeah, like I said, I was supposed to be induced on the Saturday. They didn't have a bed for me free until the next Monday. So I waited for 7 days, 8 days, really, at home, just sitting around waiting to be called by the hospital. So I had to be ready at any time. So every day I get up, I shower, I get my mom to fix my hair for me, and then I'd make sure everything goes packed, and then I just sit there. And it was excruciatingly terrible. Anyways, I didn't knit very much, but I did make this little hat um, in time for the baby to be born. This is a little tiny hat that I put on my baby. I have a picture of it on my Instagram because the colors, lighting kind of crappy down here. But yeah, it's a rainbow. This yarn is by, I always forget the name. Hold on, I wrote it down so I wouldn't remember. Creek Gardens Crafts, and it is cotton. But yeah, it's just a cute little hat, and I put it on my baby's head in the NICU, and she wore it home, which was fun. Well, she wore it from the NICU to the car, where she decided she didn't like it and ripped it off her head. So yeah, she wore it for a little while. My daughter has a little bit of an anger management issue, maybe we'll say. She's feisty little one. She gets angry. She doesn't really cry. She just gets angry, and her little fists go like this, and her face turns out red, and she's like, "Arr." It's really funny. She gets so mad. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys that. That was really my only finished object that I've finished in the last month, which is a little ridiculous, I know. I have made a lot of project on this, progress on this cowl, though. I am working on a cowl, which is designed by my friend Stephanie, who is Stephanie Twilight Knitworks. And it is the Mitral cowl. You can see here, I like it. So I'm on the last round of the yellow, and then I just have to do the ribbing at the top, and I will be done. But the yarn is by Direwolf Yarn Co., and she's going to be doing kits in her shop. I think she said that they're going to be available sometime in April, but they're going to be for Mother's Day. So yeah, you should definitely pick up one of these kits because they're really pretty, and it's a really fun knit. So yeah, I made a lot of progress on that, like, considering, you know, I was pregnant and had a baby. It's a decent amount of progress, I think. I'm kind of trying to cut myself some slack. But yeah, hopefully by the next time I podcast, I'll be able to show you the finished one. And you'll be able to see photos of it on my Instagram. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. I've got a lot of new yarn, though, which is really frustrating when you get lots of new yarn and you just want to cast on stuff and you can't because you don't have time to knit. I have been being really trying, the last couple of days I've been really starting to feel more like myself and feeling a little bit more energetic, and my baby's sleeping a little bit better at night. Not much, but a little bit better. So I have been trying to get a little bit more done, and I've been starting to try and find ways that I can fit knitting into my life. So like when I'm nursing, I figured out that if I use the nursing pillow and I just kind of like prop my baby there, I can kind of knit over her head as long as I don't poke her in the face with a knitting needle. So sometimes I can knit and nurse at the same time, which is good because I spend a lot of my time nursing. What else do I got here? I got lots of new yarn in the past couple weeks in the mail. I just haven't had time to even really take it out of the plastic, let alone knit it. So yeah, I posted pictures of this yarn a couple of days ago, I think. I'm losing stuff out of my bag. You can tell how big of a nerd my husband is because we have like the marble encyclopedia there in all its glory when I move my head. So yeah, when we were in Regina, just as we were leaving the NICU, I told my husband that I needed a needle. I didn't have the right size cable that I wanted for my knit along for the Direwolf knit along, which someday I am going to start, someday soon. But I'm going to be doing the fade shawl. But yeah, I have all the yarn wound and I have the needle now, so there's no excuses for me to not start it except for I have no time with that. We're getting there. But yeah, I sent my husband to the knitting shop on the way out of town when I was just in the NICU, just to grab the needle because I don't have anywhere else to buy the Venestavan. So before we left the city, I sent a message to the yarn store, which my local, I guess it's not really local yarn store, but it's local-ish, is the Naked Sheep Yarn and Fiber, I believe it is. And they are in Regina, Saskatchewan. And so I messaged them. I was like, do you guys have this needle? And they were like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to send my husband, which is awesome. So then I sent my husband to get it. When we got home, I realized that he was like, well, I was at the yarn store, so I couldn't just come back with no yarn. So anyways, he bought me some yarn when I was there, which is by Cowl Yarns. Not sir. I probably don't need to show you how much I paid for it, but Cowl Yarns, who is from, I believe, Regina, Saskatchewan. And this color is called Peacock, and it is a classic sock base, which is 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. And it is beautiful. So he bought me two. He's like, I never know how much yarn to buy you. Like, do you get like one skein of things? Like, do you need two to make something? So he always buys me two just to be sure. So yeah, I got two skeins of this color, which is beautiful. I love it. It's got purples and yellows and teals, which are like totally my colors, as you can tell. Oh my God, I should make something that matches this shirt. It just occurred to me that the colors are very similar. I'm not really sure what I should make with it yet, but I'll make something that'll go with the shirt. It's like this shirt in a skein of yarn. I like it. Anyways, yeah, my husband bought me that, and when I came home, he gave it to me and flowers, and it was really sweet. So yeah, he got me that, and he also got me something else too. Where is it? This tiny little stitch marker that he got me, which is by Charm Dreams, which is another Saskatchewan company that makes stitch markers. And this, I don't know if you guys can see it really well, but let me lift it up to here. It's a tiny sloth. And I'm in love with it. I don't know what it is about sloths, but they're just adorable. So yes, now I have this tiny little sloth. And he's adorable. So yeah, if you haven't checked out Charm Dreams, I think they're Charm Dreams Warman on Instagram. So you should totally check them out. They make cute little stitch markers. I have a bunch of them. This one's really adorable. So yeah, he bought me that too. Because obviously you can't pass up a sloth stitch marker. He would know. He's been married to me long enough that he knows that there's just certain things that when you see them, you just buy them. You don't question it. You just buy them because, yeah, it doesn't matter how much they are. You just buy them. That's just how it goes. So yeah, I got that for my husband, which was really awesome. I got some other things here. I got Stephanie from Direwolf to dye me a skein of yarn. My son, you probably have seen the hat that I made for my son. I'm calling it my Minecraft. So I knit it for my husband. I think it was by, yeah. And it was really beautiful. And my son decided he didn't like it because it was green with other colors, which apparently he doesn't like other colors. He likes green. So I figured a little bit more literal and make another one that was the color of sugarcane in Minecraft, which is this like bright green color. So yeah, Stephanie dyed this up for me. It's got some speckles of darker green in it, and it's a bright green. So yeah, I'm going to knit another hat for my son in this color because he's picky. And then my mom flew here from Nova Scotia so that she could help take care of my son when I was, giving birth to my daughter. And she saw my son's hat and was like, I need that hat. And my son was like, you can't have my hat. So she's like, you need to make me one of those hats. So I was like, okay, well, what color do you want it to be? She's like, well, it has to match my jacket. So of course, I had to send Stephanie a picture of my mom's jacket, and she was able to create me a skein of yarn that matched my mom's jacket. So now I have this. It's like a gray with some kind of bluey, tealy color in it. I'm kind of excited to see how this is going to knit up. It's got like some lighter colors in here. It's hard to see because this light is kind of blowing everything out. But I'll take some pictures and put them on my Instagram too so that you can see the color a little bit better. Well, that kind of works better. So yeah, you can kind of see that there's like some teal colors in here. It's like it looks a little bit purple, but it's not. It's gray. But yeah, I got that one too. So I'm gonna have to make a hat with that one. So now I have 2 hats to make. But then of course I realized that I'm making a hat for my son and I'm making a hat for my mom, but I don't actually own a winter hat ever that I've made myself, which is kind of embarrassing. Like, people know that I'm a knitter, and then they see my hat and they're like, oh, did you make that hat? And I'm like, no, I didn't. I bought it at a store. So it's kind of embarrassing as a knitter to like go around with like store-bought knit hat. Like, I don't know. There's something wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but just as a knitter, I feel like I should have a knit hat that I made so that I can be like, oh yeah, I made this hat, because people expect you to make your hat when you're a knitter. So yeah, I'm going to make one for myself out of this purple thing because it's beautiful. This is Black Cat Custom Yarns, and it is their Widowmaker color. And I got this yarn for Christmas from Stephanie Direwolf, and I'm going to be so excited to make it into a hat. But because, of course, now I have 3 hats to make, I need pom poms. So my next step was to go online and order some pom poms. So my mom decided, I let my mom pick her own pom pom. So I went, I kind of played around with for a little while trying to find a place to buy pom poms. There's lots of different places you can buy really cool pom poms, and I tried to get some at Naked Sheep Yarn in Regina, just because I'd like to support them if I can. But when I was there, unfortunately, they didn't have a whole lot of selection. They got more in like the next day, but I was already out of the city. So I ordered some from the Grocery Girls. So this is the one that's going to go with my mom's hat. So it's going to be gray with a white pom-pom. It's kind of got some like black speckles on the ends. It's hard to see because the light blows it up. But yeah, you can kind of see there's like some black edges on it. But yeah, I think that'll be a cute hat. And then my son, of course, wanted a green pom-pom, which green pom-poms are not that easy to find. So that was like the really hard one to get my hands on. So yeah, I found him a light green pom-pom. So that will be his hat. And I found myself a beautiful furry purple pom-pom. Who doesn't like a purple pom-pom? Everyone likes a purple pom-pom. And they're huge. And they're like the really cool tie-on ones too. So yeah. That's going to be a gorgeous hat. I'm going to love it. I'm going to wear it every day when it's cold. And yeah, this is a pattern. If you've seen it, it's on, there's a picture of my son's hat, the first one I made on my Instagram. But I am going to write a pattern up for it. I'm probably not going to release it until the fall, though, just because who wants to knit a hat pattern in the middle of the summer? Not very many people, so I'll probably wait till closer to the fall to release it. But yeah, I'm going to make 3 more. And then I'll have lots of pictures for my pattern. So I'm going to knit a whole bunch. Well, and while I was at the Grocery Girls website, I figured I should get this measuring tape because it's adorable. And because every single measuring tape I own is broken. Like they're all the ones that do this, like the pulley ones. How does this one work? Oh, haha, there's a button in the middle. There we go. Yeah, they're all like this. However, my son really thinks they're fascinating. So he like goes and like rips them and like pulls them out until they don't pull anymore. And then they get stuck like that. And then you can't get them back in. So like every single measuring tape I own has like the measuring tape wrapped around the outside because it doesn't go back in. So yeah, I got this really cute little lavender purple one and has like the little grocery girls symbol on it, which I love. So yeah, I couldn't pass it up. It was adorable. So that was exciting. And they included this little sticker and this little card of their cartoon them, which is adorable. I wonder who made this for them. I would be interested to know who like made the cartoon versions of them. It's really cool. So yeah, I made an order for Pom Poms. I accidentally let my mom see how much money I spent on the pom pom. She's like, "Oh my god, you're spending that much money on a pom pom?" I'm like, "Yeah, good thing you didn't see how much that yarn costs." But luckily, Steph gives me a good deal. But yeah, my mom, God bless her, I think she still thinks that yarn costs like $5 a ball, but we're not going to tell her otherwise. We're just going to continue letting her think that, because she's come to my house and helps me with my laundry and cooks all my meals for me, and she's made these little tiny protein balls that I like eat in the middle of the night that I like can't shove in my mouth fast enough because I'm nursing, so I'm just starving to death. So like 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm like sitting in my room, my bed, like shoving these protein balls into my face. I think she made like 60 of them 2 days ago, and I'm already running out. So if my mom wants a hat, I'm gonna make her a hat. But yeah, that's my hat progress, or hat planned projects that I'm gonna make sometime in the near future. Hopefully that'll be something I'm gonna cast on my mom's hat as soon as I finish my cowl, because she's only here for a couple more weeks and God knows how long it's gonna take me to make it. In theory, a worsted weight hat shouldn't take you that long, but when you have a baby permanently stuck to you, it's a little hard. We'll see how it goes. What else did I have I wanted to show you guys? Oh, yeah. I have a kit that is from, I haven't even taken it out of the plastic yet, from Direwolf. And it is called Toxic Love. So a certain amount of money from these proceeds went to a women's shelter. And they are dye based on Harley Quinn and the Joker from Batman. And they're stunning. They're hard, like, again, my light just blows everything out. But it's hard to see, but the green has like some purples and pinks in it. So pretty. And then this, I love this color. Blues and purples and got magenta color. Stunning. So yeah, this was a kit that I had gotten from Direwolf, and a certain amount of the proceeds for this went to a women's shelter, which is awesome, and I love Steph for that. I always like when, you know, small businesses give back to the community, which is something I plan on doing this year. I just have to decide what cause it is that I want to stand behind and donate some money to. There's so many, I don't know, it's just, I feel like there's so many worthy causes out there to donate to. It's just really hard to, it took me 3 years to pick the yarn color for this Soldatna. I'm just really indecisive about things. I don't know, I find it really hard when it comes to donating money, because I feel like when you put up on your Instagram that you're going to donate a certain amount of your proceeds or whatever to a certain company, you want that company to mean something to you, and you want that cause to mean something to you. But at the same time, it's like, are there other causes that are more worthy? So you kind of have to, like, I don't know. I find it really hard just because I feel like I want to donate money to everybody. So I don't know. I have a hard time picking just one thing and sticking to it, but I'm going to this year, because I am on maternity leave, which in Canada is covered under your unemployment insurance. You're not actually allowed to make any income. So this year, I think if I release any patterns, I'll probably be donating money to some charity anyway. I haven't decided which one yet. I have to think of something. I'm not sure. anyways, yeah, that was my Toxic Love kit that I got from Steph. What else do I got in my little bag of tricks here? All right. Last but especially not least, I have the Easter Eggs Neon Dreams mini skein set from Direwolf, which are bright and stunning. I love them. And it came with this adorable little stitch marker that's a rainbow, which I love. And it's by Lindsay and Sassy. So yeah, this pattern comes with a code for a pattern, or this yarn comes with a code for a pattern. And the pattern is by Cozy Up Knits, so I'm going to make the pattern probably with this. But yeah, that's hopefully something I can catch on soon too. But yeah, I'm excited about that because look how bright it is. Like, it's almost as bright as the sweater. Almost. So much so, it's actually the yellow and the pink are very similar. But yeah. Stunning. And now I have a really, like, ever since I did the minis at Christmas, I really love minis. There's just something so much fun about minis. I really love them. Like, you don't get bored knitting with mini because your color only lasts so long, and then you move on to another color. It's like new and exciting, and I don't know. I just love mini, and they're so much fun to wind. Like just winding them by hand instead of like having to like pull out your winder and stuff. I wound all the yarn for the the fade, and it's 6 skeins of fingering weight. Of course, I pulled out my ball winder and Swift for that, and I was like, this is the most boring thing in the planet. But yeah, I'm not a fan of my winder and Swift. I think I need to buy a new one. My Swift is fine. It's my ball winder that drives me crazy. It's like one of these electric ones, and I got it as a gift. I used to work for, and by trade I'm a paralegal, and I used to work for a law firm. And on my lunch break one day, I was winding a skein of yarn into a ball on my lunch break in my office. And one of the lawyers saw what I was doing, and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm winding my yarn." Just like, "Don't they have a machine that does that for you?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "That's such a waste of time." And then she walked away, and I was like, "Oh, on my lunch break, like there's not, I'm not like wasting company time on it or anything." So I kind of thought she was irritated at me. And then a couple days later, she comes in with a box and was like, "Here," and gave me an electric ball winder. So it's like one of those electric ones. It's not a crank one. It's like an electric, like fully electric. You just turn it on and it winds. But that was many, many years ago. Now the motor's kind of dying, and it kind of makes a whining noise. But anyways, I just thought it was so funny that it drove her so batty that I was just sitting there winding it by hand that she like went out and bought me a new one. I loved her for that. She was fun. But yeah, I need to buy a new one. So if anybody has any recommendations on a good ball winder, let me know, because I don't want one that cranks, because that just seems like, what's the point of cranking it when you can just wind it? Like, it just seems like just as much work to crank it than to wind it manually. You can't like set it up and walk away, but at the same time, I don't want one like mine that whines and squeals, and it makes a really bad noise. Next time I use it, I will record the noise and post it on Instagram so you guys can hear the noise that it makes when it goes. It's kind of like this high-pitched squealing, like noise. Even my son has these like earmuffs that you buy for babies when you're taking them to a concert that he had when he was little, because we took him to a parade, and my kid was really sensitive about noise when he was little, and he didn't like the loud noises. So we got them these earmuffs so we could take him to a parade. So even to this day, he will get out those earmuffs and put them on his ears when I'm winding yarn, because he doesn't like the noise. But yeah, that's all the yarn that I have to show you guys. Which is, yeah, a lot of yarn, considering yeah, a lot of new yarn, considering I haven't knit with any of it yet. But on my last podcast, which was forever ago, I know it feels like forever ago, I showed you guys some giveaways that I was going to do. And one of them was for this little, oh, it's backwards, little Bernie Sanders stitch marker. Oh, it's still backwards. Little Bernie Sanders stitch marker. I bought 2 of them. I bought one for me and I bought one to give away to somebody. And I asked everyone to send me their best Bernie Sanders memes. And the one that I picked that I liked the best was by My Yarny Corner. So My Yarny Corner is also a podcaster. She just started a new podcast too, and I think she lives in the UK. So yeah, you gotta let me know what your mailing address is so I can send you your Bernie Sanders stitch marker. I'll also message you so that you can send me your address. But yeah, that's exciting. And the other stitch markers that I had were these little, I'm not going to take them all out of here. I just posted a picture of them today on my Instagram, so you can go check there and see if you want to see them all. But they are tiny little geodes with gold detailing on the edges. Hard to see, like, there we go. Maybe if I just hold it like this. There. It's like a little geode, piece of a geode. And I have 6 of them, and they come in different colors. And they are by a company in the UK called, there we go, Stitch Markers of Pride. And her name is Emily. And she is Stitch Markers of Pride 92 on Instagram. Yeah, there's no way you can see that. I'll put it in the comments. My camera's not very good. Like I said, I am going to buy a new laptop, and it's going to be soon. So yeah, I'm going to give away these little geode stitch markers. I posted a thing on Instagram today. Let me see here. I'm going to do it live here. Oh, my husband's upstairs with my baby, and he sent me a picture. New moms, eh? You're away from your baby for like a whole, like, I don't know, how long have I been saying like 42 minutes, and my husband's sending me pictures from upstairs. Yeah, so let me see here. Let's pick a winner. I am going to go to the post and see how many comments we have. We don't have too many because I didn't leave it up for very long. I just wanted to, I promised you guys I was going to give them my last podcast, and I didn't ever get to it just because I was kind of taking some time off. So I'm going to do it right away here. Let's see. I'm going to do it with a random number generator. So let's Google random number generator. We're going to generate a number. It is number 5. All right, let's see who's comment number 5. Of course, my internet's being super slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the winner is ES_crochet. So ES_crochet, if you want to message me and send me your mailing address, I will send you out your stitch markers. So yeah, I'll send those out to you. I like giving away stitch markers because I feel like it's something that I can send relatively cheaply, and I don't feel as, sometimes when you send bigger prizes, you don't want to send them all the way across the world because it costs so much in expenses to ship them. But I feel like with stitch markers, it's so cheap to just buy them, and it's so cheap to mail them, especially if you're like mailing them to God knows where. But like the Bernie Sanders one, I'm going to have to mail to the UK. So that's going to cost me significantly less to mail that to the UK than it would to mail a bigger prize. So yeah, congrats to them. And I will send those out once you guys mail me or send me your addresses, which will be exciting. But yeah, I think that's all I have for today. I appreciate you guys kind of bearing with me while I was off for so long. I kind of with all the pregnancy and the stress of it, I kind of took some time off Instagram for a while at the end there, and then trying to, you know, get through the whole NICU situation. And then once I got home, I was trying to get breastfeeding going, and I was trying to make sure that my baby was gaining enough weight because she had lost a bunch of weight in the NICU, and they were really concerned about her gaining her weight back. So a lot of my time was spent feeding her and then holding her still so she didn't throw it all up. Because she's a little bit of a bukey baby. So yeah, I spent a lot of time doing that, but she's doing a lot better. She's definitely gaining weight. She's way past her birth weight now, so she's doing much better with that. So yeah, I'm gonna continue going with my podcast every 2 weeks now. So I will podcast again in 2 weeks. And I'm gonna start posting regularly again on Instagram, hopefully, unless things change. But I think I'm good to get back to a little bit more of reality again and kind of start, progressing and doing something other than just laying around and sleeping like I did when I was pregnant. So yeah, and eventually I'm going to get back to doing some more designing again. But I find designing is really hard because I find that you kind of need to be, the knitting part of it isn't hard, but like the actually pattern writing and um, actually planning what you're going to be making. Like when you're actually knitting the pattern, it's not that bad, but just like planning it out and writing up the pattern, I find is a little bit difficult to do when you're trying to do it with 2 kids around. But I am going to figure out a way to try and block in some time. Like my 3-year-old still goes to preschool, so maybe when he's at preschool during the day, 2 days a week, maybe I can kind of try and plan some time for designing. So I am going to get back into that soon. I'm just not quite there yet, but I got to get down to some routines, and still a little nervous about my mom leaving me, but it'll be okay. She leaves me for like an hour every day, and no one has become injured, relatively. My son did get kicked in the face the other day at the playground. Another kid kicked him in the face, and then he fell and hit his teeth on the monkey bars, like on a metal bar. At the time, his bottom teeth went through his lip, so his lip was bleeding everywhere. He didn't need stitches or anything in his lip, but he kept complaining that his teeth on the top hurt. So we gave him some, Tylenol, and after a couple days, he was fine. But now one of his teeth on the front, on the top, is turning black, like it's turning a gray color, and I think it's from the trauma. So yeah, I have to take him to the dentist on Monday. But other than that, my children are doing A-okay. And the fish hasn't died. The plant, however, not so sure. Me and my husband have decided that it's my responsibility to keep the 2 kids, and the fish alive. But he has to keep the plant alive because I can't do it all. So yeah, we're doing okay. Fish and plant still alive. 2 kids doing good. But yeah, so I'll podcast again in 2 weeks, and you guys can keep an eye on my Instagram and see what I'm up to. I was saying to Stephanie today that I should start posting some Instagram stories of real life with kids, real life as a mom of a newborn, show pictures of my awesome hair and my puke stains. Yesterday, was it yesterday or was this morning? I don't even know. Is it day? Is it night? I don't know. My ability to tell day and night is kind of gone. Day is the time when I'm drinking coffee. Night is the time when I'm sitting in my room trying to get my baby to sleep. That's as much as I know. But yeah, I was saying to Steph that I should start posting some real life mom pictures, just because nobody does. Instagram's such a place where like everything everyone posts is so perfect and staged, and I just feel like I need to like mess it up. Post some real life for once. Like yesterday, I was feeding my daughter. So I was breastfeeding my daughter. I had one of those booger suckers in my hand because I was sucking a booger out of my daughter's nose, and I was still feeding her. So I had her in one hand and the booger feeder in one other. So I was just kind of like sitting there on the couch, and my son yells to me from the bathroom that he needs me to wipe his bum. So I'm like, okay, I don't really know how this is gonna work. So like I had to like take the baby that I was still feeding, carry her to the bathroom, wipe my son's bum, get rid of the booger. Anyways, I didn't think people wanted to see pictures of that. You get what I mean. That is real life with two kids and a newborn, and I don't know. Instagram just lacks real life, and I feel like someone needs to like come in and just post some pictures of real life. So yeah, I might do that in the future. I'm not sure. Maybe not quite that situation because I don't want to gross anybody out. But yeah. Maybe I'll post a picture of my mom hair when it's not, clean and washed, and or my throw up stains, or me sitting on the couch, my coffee being 2 feet away and I can't quite reach it. And then when I do reach it, it's cold. All right, well, I'm going to say goodnight, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. If you like this podcast, you can like and subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and also follow me on Instagram just because I like, just because. Why not, right? So yeah, I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a lovely evening and a lovely week, and I will see you guys later.